Good evening, everyone. This is Brian McNeil, and welcome to a live reading from You Couldn't Tell Me Shit. This was recorded on August 13th at 10 p.m. This is a live recording from Chapter 2, 1980, Don't Come Here If You Ain't From Here, Part 4. So, sit back, relax, get yourself something to drink, and prepare yourself to have some fun.
Tell me shit.
Again, my name is Brian McNeil, and this is a live reading from my new Substack series, You Couldn't Tell Me Shit. Right now, we're reading from Chapter 2. The other night, we read Part 3, and tonight we're going to start with Part 4. So I'm going to put the reading on the screen so that you guys can read along with me. All right, so this is Chapter 2, 1980, Don't Come Here If You Ain't From Here, Part 4. We're going to start from here. Part 4, Tis. After lunch, I had English class and Kenneth had art. Once we'd established that we both puffed weed, something we heads did instinctively, we made plans to do just that after school. By the time I got to class, I was already wondering if Queens weed hit different from Brooklyn weed, and I was anxious to learn the differences, if any. I grabbed a seat in the back, looked to my right, and sitting there was the dude who'd said what's up to Kenneth in the cafeteria. He nodded at me again. What's up, man? I said smilelessly. If he was a friend of Kenneth's, he was probably cool. But even so, I didn't want to be all grinny in his face, you know? I gestured at him. It was Tiz, right? Y equals self, he replied. Oh, snap. He was righteous. Most gods, myself included, use the 5% supreme alphabet to say certain words. Y equals self, Y-E-S, means yes, being chief among them. It sounds very arcane to 85's, unrighteous people, but I was no 85 last time I checked. Peace to the God, I said, springing to my feet, but trying not to draw too much attention. I come in the divine name of Master Unique Scientific God Allah God. Tiz's eyes damn near popped out of his head, and I knew why. I didn't look like a god at all. I could sooner pass for a nerd than a god, truth be told. But so could Tiz, actually. As he rose to his full height before me, I could see that he was tall and well-built like a basketball player, but he had a baby face. He looked like Rodney Allen Rippey. After a growth spurt, fro and all, I pictured him taking an enormous bite of a Jack-in-the-Box burger as big as his face, and it was hard as hell not to smile. This is Rodney Allen Rippey. Peace, God, he shouted, no doubt trying to tear the roof off the sucker. I come in the divine name of Great Tislam, Universal God Allah. Brooklyn was teeming with gods, but I never met a god from anywhere but Brooklyn. I figured we had to be all over NYC, but I never included Queens in that figuring, nor Staten Island, nor even Manhattan below 110th Street for that matter. The main image I had of Queens before Martin was from the opening to All in the Family. Any All in the Family fans out there? This is the home from the opening to All in the Family in the story of Queens. All in the Tiz is bellowing. Everyone in the class was eyeing us now. I had not intended to reveal my righteousness this way, all unplanned and not haphazard. I was going to case the school first and see what's what. But because of this impromptu public display, I was sure my God status would be all over the school before the class ended. Brothers call me Tislam, but Tiz is cool, he said as we took our seats. Master Unique Scientific. You from Medina, right? Medina is Brooklyn. Y equals self. Brothers call me Unique, though, I said. I'm from Crown Heights. Where you reside? I'm from the desert, God. Desert is Queens, he said, nodding towards the park outside the window. From the other side of Baisley. How long you had knowledge yourself? I asked him. Since I was in junior high, Lord, back in 78. How about you, Master U? Master U. I had to fight off a smile again. Since last summer. Knowledge yourself, by the way, is what we call when you become a 5% and you gain knowledge yourself. You mastered 120 lessons? Meaning, do you know and understand all 120 lessons? This is the cultural curriculum of the 5%. Y equals self, I replied. My Lightner, the God, Infinite, he's no joke. He drilled me every day until I had them down pat. Yeah, Tiz said, nodding. My educator was a real taskmaster, too. The God Bar Kim. He didn't take any slack from students. He'd even just ice gods if he caught them slipping. Yeah, I know some gods like that, I said. A couple of them were even right and exact. Tiz froze for a sec like he was trying to get a read on me. Was I questioning whether his enlightener was on the level or not? He must have decided I wasn't because he came this close to smiling. It actually reached his eyes. He was avoiding being grinny too, I could see. Instead, he just nodded and said, Master you. Even without a smile, he was chiller than I expected. I could tell we were going to be tight. Two friends on my first day of school. I felt pretty good about myself. He kept calling me Mr. You. I'm Mr. You, Jonathan. He kept calling me Master You. And man, did I dig that shit. Making a name for myself. Making a name for yourself. We kicked it till the teacher walked in, scanning the class as he strode, saying, Good afternoon, class. I'm Mr. Peters, and this is language arts. If your schedule doesn't say ELA, then be on your way. Most of the students laughed. I could tell he was a popular teacher. His gaze lingered on me for a second longer than it should have. Welcome to August Martin. A little about me. I've been teaching English here for 10 years. I also teach computer programming, and I coach the baseball team. After he finished running off his bona fide, he told us his intentions. But for this first lesson, let's just get to know each other a little, shall we? Nothing extravagant. I just want to be able to connect a name with a face for now. He consulted his Delaney cards. Anthony Brown? He kept shuffling through the names, matched them to where we chose to sit until he got to Henry Johnson? Tislam stood up suddenly and said in a booming voice, vibrant with zeal, My attribute is Great Tislam, Universal God Allah. Do not refer to me by that government name. I do not recognize it. I am prepared to participate in your class and will do so respectfully, but I will not respond to any name but my righteous name I've given myself. Please educate Allah's children equally. And he took his seat, and I picked my jaw up off the floor. Mr. Great Tislam, is it? Well, you're not my first 5%er, Mr. Peters said like he was explaining. This isn't my first rodeo, you know. And while I don't appreciate being viewed as a white devil, I do acknowledge your right to believe what you believe. As long as you respect my classroom, I'll respect your chosen name. It is a mouthful, though. Is it permissible that I call you Mr. Tislam for short? Tiz must not have been expecting that response either, because he stammered, yeah, sure, that'll work. Are there any other gods in the house? Mr. Peters queried, looking this way and that. Or anyone who feels that for whatever reason, the name I've written on my Delaney card is unsuitable? Some of the kids laughed in approval of his handling of this situation. I almost did too until I realized, oh snap, that meant me, didn't it? Many of the other students seemed to understand this too, before I had, having witnessed me declare myself a god just moments earlier. I could feel Tiz's eyes scorching the side of my head when my hand didn't fly up immediately. I slowly rose to my feet. Mr. McNeil, Curtis, isn't it? Mr. Peters began as he consulted his Delaney cards, then pulled one free. Oh no, my apologies. It's Kirk. Well, Mr. McNeil, Dean Eisenberg informed me that he made your acquaintance this morning. You made quite an impression on him. It seems you're making a name for yourself already. Several students looked around at me, probably wondering if they had all the facts straight about what had occurred that morning between House and me. I bet the account they heard could never be categorized as making a name for myself. Making a name for yourself. Not in a good way, anyway. The way Mr. Peters framed it, though, it sounded like I challenged House and his jockettes to a duel and had somehow survived it. Might have even been victorious. I actually didn't know what to say. I turned to Tiz. He looked surprised as well. Then I faced Mr. Peters again. I wasn't making a name for myself. I was just, You were about to say you preferred to go by another name, though, right? Mr. Peters said, pouncing into the opening I left. Sounds like you're making a name for yourself to me. He winked playfully and the class chuckled. Wait a minute. Are you a 5%er too? He asked this suspiciously. Something about my demeanor must have hinted to him that I had doubts about it. Y equals self, I tried to say with more conviction than I felt at that point. I mean, yes, I'm Master Unique Scientific God, Allah. I felt awkward, ridiculous even, declaring myself God to a devil in a room surrounded by a bunch of Joes, Jose's, Anthony's, Stephanie's, Kim's, and Juanita's, most of whom fervently believed God resided in the sky and his son, their savior, was coming back to scoop up all the true believers while Pop's wrath finishes off the rest of us sinners with fiery emphasis on 5%ers and others that habitually take his name in vain. I see, Mr. Peters said, making an elaborate notation on my Delaney card. Unique works, though, I added. I was about to say, well, Master you, but didn't want to push it. Then Mr. Unique it is, he said without irony. Anyone else? A tall brother seated by the window raised his hand. I'm Steven, but they call me DJ Super Sperm on the south side because my skills on the wheels of steel are like ecstasy. Yeah, he sang with a perfect Barry White baritone. When you lay down next to me. That being said, I'd like to be called Senior Super Sperm, if that's not too much trouble. Everybody laughed, especially Mr. Peters, and that broke all the tension that had been building. I just unofficially made it official. At Martin, I would be a god, or I would need to fall victim to a devil's uncivilization and drop out of the nation, which was not a real option. I had no idea what I got myself into, but if Tiz was a representative of God Cipher Divine, G-O-D, aka the 5%ers, in these parts, then I should be all right. Because Tiz was cool as hell, and so far, except for housing company, so was Queens. After school, I met up with Kenneth, and he took me to the Queens he lived in. Over in 40 was how he put it earlier that morning when he broke down the areas surrounding the school. Let me put it another way. There were no picket fences and lawn jockeys over in 40.
You couldn't tell me shit.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the reading. We'll be back very soon with another reading from You Couldn't Tell Me Shit. I'm Bayou McNeil. Have a good night.